Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grow and Clip Bonsai for Seniors. Today is Sunday, December 15th of 2024. It's 41 degrees Fahrenheit or 5 degrees Celsius. It's about 7:23 a.m. in the morning. Today we have a question off bonsai. A viewer asked me, her name was Ruth, on how do you take care of an amaryllis to get it to keep living and to grow for you and not die. So I'm going to show you what I do. The first thing when a flower grows, let's see if I can get this out of the way. After the flower grows and it dies off, forgive my drawing, but you can see the flower on it. Let me get it in a book. I don't have a color picture of it, but there's the flower. And yes, I save my Christmas cards for bookmarks. Now what I do is, after it gets done flower, I cut the stalk back maybe that much above the bulb, or a little more, depending on how you can get into there. And then, because they were, how would you say, stored, so they can flower for Christmas time, or for Easter time, or for any of the holidays, you got to let the bulb develop the leaves. You plant it in, you got the soil in there, you can take it out, put it in a nice pot, a little bit bigger pot so it's got room, at least that much on each side of the bulb. And then you pot it with some good potting soil, or some, what I do is I sometimes I use the Ted's mix, or I use a mixture of peat, perlite, and some worm castings. And then you gotta let the leaves will emerge from the bulb. You let them grow. I know it's early, but even if they start growing in January, put it in a nice sunny windowsill and let them leaves grow. And then in the springtime, when it starts to warm up, those of you in the winter climates like I am, you take it outside a little at a time so the leaves can get used to the sunlight. And once they get used to the sunlight, you put that whole container in full sun and keep it watered good. I put my bulbs in a clay pot because it helps to wick out moisture, excess moisture, so the bulb don't rot. And even when it rains, I just leave it out there. And the bulb, the leaves will feed the bulb will grow, and it'll give you flowers for the following year. But what you do after it grows through spring, summer, and into late fall, depends when you want to try to get it to force it to bloom. I don't care. I let it go all the way till fall, when it starts to get cold, like in the 40s and stuff. Then I cut it, all the leaves off. And then I take all the soil off the roots, and the roots can be that long, so I cut them. So I'm going to show you my one bulb here. This is my main bulb I have grown for a couple of years, and you can see how fat it is. The bulbs will expand. They will expand. You can see with my hand how big it's getting. And these are the roots, and these roots were long. I just cut them back. I put them in a cardboard box. Here's the little ones right here. This one's starting to grow. Was attached to the mother bulb there, and I cut the roots also, so they're all being stored. And here's another smaller one. Now the smaller ones will not develop a flower yet because they're still growing. This one might, and it might not, I don't know, but it's still growing. So once I leave them for like 2 to 3 months. So I think I got this one in November where I washed it off. So December, January, February, I will watch because I got this in the basement on a shelf on the basement floor, where the shelf's that much off the floor, to let them sleep, let them go dormant. And if I see any growth starting to come out of this bulb, then I'll plant it. And when I do plant it, Ruth, I'll show you how I plant it. But you got to remember, I always keep the bulb about that much above the soil line, because that way here it prevents it from rotting. But you can see how big it is, and we should be able to get some flower buds out of here or stalks. Sometimes you start out with one when you buy the plant, then you can get 2 to 3 flower stalks on it and some nice flowers. So take your time, relax with it, give it nice fertilizing, give it a how would you say, like a 1-1-1 well-balanced fertilizer, and it'll help the bulb to mature. It'll feed the bulb. It'll let the leaves grow nice, but never give it like a 2-1-1, because then, to me, it'll grow a lot of foliage. But you want the bulb to store up energy too, and to get the food to grow. So that's why I use a 1-1-1, well-balanced fertilizer, or a 2-2-2, whatever you can find. But then I just store it in a cardboard box, no soil, no nothing. What I did was I rinsed all the roots off real good, let it dry outside to get most of the moisture off, and then in the cardboard box they just sit there and they dry naturally. So now I'm gonna put this back after we're done and go from there. So Ruth, I hope this helped you out. So once this starts to grow, my clay pot broke with the heavy wind out there when I had it, so I might have to put it in a plastic pot. We'll see. And then I'll have to add a little more perlite to it, so it's got a nice draining mix, because you don't want the bulb to rot. So you want to keep too much moisture away from the bulb. So I usually put a little bit more perlite and stuff in there. But I'll show, and once these bulbs start to grow, I'll show you what I do. So right now they're sleeping, and that's all we're gonna do. So it's Sunday, family day. Remember, shut that phone off after 6 o'clock. One ring, hang up, one ring, hang up, one ring, hang up. And if they call again, you know it's an emergency. And then for the rest of the day, during the day, visit your mom, your dad, your grandma, your grandpa, your aunts, your uncles, anybody that's alone that needs company. Go visit them, say hello, keep them company for a while. Then at night, come home, be with the family all day. All evening. Sit together, relax, and watch some good old time TV shows from the 50s. A little bit of Lawrence Welk now, because with the holiday season, with Christmas coming around, he has some nice Christmas shows, and he shows a lot with his the Welk family of all the singers and the guys in the band, and they bring out their family and their wives and children and everybody, and they all have a nice time. So that's a good shows to watch, especially at this time of the year. Or Alistair Sim as Ebenezer Scrooge. That was one of my favorites. So you take care, everybody. Have a good day. And up. Mr. Clock is winding down, so I have to wind him up. Every Sunday I wind him up. So Mr. Clock says it's 7:30. Don't want to keep you. Have a nice Sunday. Enjoy the family. And have a cup of tea today. It's light drizzle outside, a little bit damp, but hey, that's winter. Well, fall. Winter officially starts the 21st. You take care, everybody, and have a good day.